Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The world doesn't need Superman if it has Supergirl.
It's actually probably a bit safer.
I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders. And since Superman left...
Judge, jury, and executioner. I don't even know what we saw tonight. I just don't know what we saw tonight on this Supergirl season 4, and yeah, this season was fucking bad. it was fucking terrible. Like, oh my god, where do we start? Where do we start at? I think we're gonna start off when they did the crossover and they had Supergirl and you had Superman coming along. He's saying, well, geez, you're so much stronger than me. God, it's just, I can't even look after my own city anymore. So you telling me that this fool left Metropolis to go all the way up to another planet to raise his child, leaving Metropolis alone, saying that he can't do two things at the same time, and you know damn well in the comics he can do two things at the same time. I was like, oh, that was bad. Then let's see, a couple of episodes later, you have her complaining about, oh, it's hard ever since Kal-El left, Superman left, I gotta take care of the planet by myself. And it's like, well, geez, if you didn't get rid of the dude and had the man stay on the show and I don't know, make him protect his city like he's supposed to be doing in the comics, then maybe you wouldn't have this much grief and trouble. I was like, oh, another bad motion right there. I was like, yo, I don't even know what we looking at. And then tonight's episode. Okay, I think I'll say one thing about maybe tonight's episode. Tonight's episode was kind of better than Arrow's and Flash's episodes, final episodes combined. I'm not gonna say Legends of Tomorrow because I haven't seen it yet, but I would kind of say it was better than that. That much I can say. I could say it was kind of better than that. Now, the only reason why I would say that because it's Lex Luthor. I was thinking that, okay, since he devised this really great plan where he was like, oh, you know, not only I'm gonna kill Red Daughter, right, or just capture her, but she killed Superman. She killed Supergirl. So I was like, okay, yeah, that was cool. And his original plan was to blow up where Superman was at and stuff. So I was like, I don't really see that as a bad thing. I know some people would say, oh, it's bad because he's still going after Superman. I would prefer it to be that than this stupid grudge vendetta crap against Supergirl. Like, yeah, he didn't have as much as hatred as he does for Superman, and I'm kind of glad they didn't really change it. Even though when he asked her, he said, oh, you're supposed to be dead, what happened? And then she just said, oh, I'm Supergirl. Bullshit. It wasn't because she was Supergirl. They pulled some crap that I believe that wasn't in the comics, where when Red Daughter defeated her, right, and she was like nearly on her deathbed. Where the hell she get this notion? Who wrote this notion where she's able to absorb plant life and energy from solar radiation from plant life? And I'm like, I don't think Superman has this in the comic book. I really don't think he does. And I'm like, why would you give us some new ability that he never had? So, oh look, she come back to life. If that was the case, right? Then if Superman and Doomsday would have fought in a forest somewhere where all that solar radiation was from, and Doomsday left because he said, oh, I don't hear him breathing anymore, and he's not getting up, and Superman just absorbs all the radiation back into his body, and then he's like, oh, I'm fully recharged. Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. That was fucking bullshit. I was like, oh my god, man, look what you're doing. But I kind of was pissed off about James Olsen. I think he was the man that I was extremely infuriating with this entire. Okay, yeah, he was Guardian for like a minute, but then when he was sitting in that therapy's office, because he was still working some things out after when Tessmacher like shot him and stuff, and he was like saying, but I'm Guardian, this isn't supposed to happen. And I'm like, my boy, you haven't been Guardian for like a couple of episodes, and you talking about some, oh, you guardian, and then they flesh out an interesting story about how he was a kid and he was bullies was bullying him on the day of his father's passing, and then he was at the funeral and stuff. I was like, okay, because that was to get him to figure out his powers, even though I found it stupid because Lex Luthor figured out how to use powers in 2 seconds. This man took him an episode and some change to get how to use his powers. So I'm like, oh my god, it's stupid because even in tonight's episode, the man wasn't even in his suit. He wasn't even in his suit. This man sitting there just beating up people. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like fucking Age of the Liberty. Now, when Age of the Liberty was brought in, I was excited for it. Like I was really excited. Like I guess probably like maybe 1 through maybe 8-ish. Yeah, like 1 through 8-ish. You know, I was with it. I was like, yes. I was like, yo, that's my boy. I like this man and stuff. I'm a big fan. I like it. And then you find out later that Lex Luthor was manipulating the strings and basically was saying that, well, I used this guy to be Agent of Liberty to further out my plan. So I was like, I can't really get upset about that because it's Lex. Lex would do something crazy like that. So I was like, okay, you used Ben Lockwood, you manipulated him, even though technically you can say Lex Luthor did get his family killed because he made him go on this rage and stuff. So I was like, okay, him killing aliens, it was cool. And then when he killed Manchester Black's, I guess, wife or girlfriend or whatever, I was like, okay, that was good. Now, I was stupid pissed off what they did with Manchester Black. Now, even though in the comics and everybody to their last mother saw the epic fight between the elites versus Superman, and everybody knows that movie was good and it was crazy. So I'm like, okay, even though they didn't give him like the psychic abilities that we seen in the movie, they gave him gadgets, and I wasn't pissed about it. I wasn't pissed about that too much because I was like, I did like the little gadgets that he was doing, and he was showing Martian Manhunter, and he was doing some stuff to Supergirl. I did like that, but it was how they executed his character, and you basically made this man play with John Jones. He said, see, John, see, you know what it feels like. You know what it feels like to lose people. And then you have John Jones kill him, and this nigga gonna say, oh, it's beautiful. I'm like, what? What are you saying? And then they nerfed the elites. So I'm like, oh, so what you trying to say? Supergirl can't fight the crazy elites that Superman was able to fight, and you just nerfed it and made it garbage? I was like, come on. This shit was terrible, man. They executed this shit terrible. I never felt that much annoyed rather than all the shit that they did in season 3. Season 3 was a damn train wreck. This shit, I'm like, oh my god. Yo, oh my god, yo. It's just what they did with this show, man. It was so fucking terrible, man. It was bad. Oh my god. Now, I like the setup where you got what's this freaking, I always forget the Monitor. There we go. The Monitor came in and he brought, I guess, John Jones's, I guess, maybe brother. I don't know who that guy is and stuff, but he was pissed that, I guess, John Jones betrayed or just left Mars when it was being attacked and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know who he is. I want to know, but I don't know who he is. And that's when he's like, oh, you brought me here. And he was like, yeah. And then Monitor was like, oh, I got something else to do. And then he just, I guess, bringing Lex Luthor back to life. So I'm like, okay. But this is all to set up, the Crisis on Infinite Earth. So I'm like, really? Okay, so you're going to have Lex Luthor in this. So I'm like, this looks good. This looks good. But the one thing that I was also liking was when Lena killed Lex. Because like I said in season 3, I was looking forward to a Lena heel turn, and I like this. I always liked it, Lena. I never had any problems or beef with her. I always liked it, Lena. I just wanted to see this heel turn to get placed in, because Lex was showing her on his last dying wishes. He's like, oh, your so-called friends lied to you. Kara Danvers is a Supergirl, and everybody knew about it, and they didn't tell you about it. And I was like, yes. I like this. I really did. He said, one thing I won't be known or played as is a fool. So I was like, yes, this is good. This is really, really good. And when I guess at like towards the end, everybody was having, I guess, this little poker thing, and that's when she just didn't say anything. But then at the end, when she was drinking and she smashed the cup or the glass cup on the picture and stuff, so I was like, yes, I'm looking forward to this Lena heel turn. I really am, and I hope in season 5 they don't butcher it and be like, oh, she's evil for a while, but then she come back to the good. Fuck all that. I want her to be like Lena heel. Like I want a heel turn from this woman, and I'm looking strong and forward to seeing this. Brainiac 5. That man, see, I was happy with him for a while. I was really am when he turned evil. Well, not evil, but he like separated his emotions and stuff towards the end. I was liking like the things that he was doing, but then some other reasons happened, and he kind of just, I don't know. But I can say one thing about him: he was doing most of the carrying and of the man leadership compared to James Olsen, and I guess that's it, because Martian Manhunter really didn't do as much except for kill Manchester Black, and I was like, oh, because he was going through his own identity crisis, and I'm like, why would you write him to be a man of peace? And within the comics, he's not a man of peace. He's a Martian Manhunter. Why would you even do this? You tried to cuck this man and say, oh, he's gonna be who he's supposed to be, and it's like, no, he's a manhunter. Even though he killed Manchester Black, and it wasn't supposed to be that way, and it was just terrible on how you killed the man off. Like, you should have built him up even more, and they never even explained what part of alien he is. They never even explained that. It was just like, oh, he's an alien, and it was like, okay, what he does, like what he's supposed to do. Like, he's supposed to have, even though in the actually no, in the comics he never had powers. I'm sorry, they actually did that right. But it was the way they was doing it though, because they tried to make it seem like he was on the alien side and the whole elites thing. Now the elites thing was different. It was extremely different, because he was talking about killing and fighting for justice and doing it the right way. Like, we're gonna kill bad guys. They did it on this whole alien type thing, and also gun control and this fright situation. I'm like, oh my god, you put politics bullshit into this, and I was like, it was terrible, man. I didn't think I would feel this pissed off on what they was doing. I never thought, like, there was some episodes in here I was like, it was okay. Some episodes in Supergirl was okay. Lena was cool. Brainy was fine to a certain extent of what he was doing, to a certain extent. Red Daughter, I just didn't really care too much. I didn't really care too much, because everybody knew she was gonna die anyway. But then when her powers kind of like merged back into Supergirl, I'm like, oh, don't tell me, oh, they gonna give us some new abilities that she never had before. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. So, oh my god, man. Yo, I'm telling you, Supergirl season 4, man. I don't know. And the whole Leviathan thing, I don't know what they was also. Like, for a minute when you seen this grandmother sitting next to Tessmacher, I'm like, wait, are they gonna start the dark side stuff up? I don't know yet. It looked like it, but I don't know yet. We just gonna have to wait and see into season 5. But overall, my ratings of this, I'm gonna have to give it 1 star for this. I'm gonna have to give it 1 star, even though some people may say, oh, you're taking it too extreme. Why does it get 1 star? It's just the nonsense they put into this show. Now, I understand a lot of people left this show because of reasons. I want to leave this show so bad, but since I've started watching the show since season 1, I gotta finish it. So I'm gonna be calling this show out on on its bullshit on what they're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be calling out on that, all of it. If I see something that's stupid and retarded, I'm calling it out. That's simple as that. I am calling it out. But it gets 1 star from your boy because, man, maybe 2.5 stars. Maybe 1.5 stars. Fuck it. It's 1 star. It's 1 star. Just from how it was. I just never felt just what was this, man? What was this? But judge, jury, and executioner for this bullshit. So if you like what you heard, please subscribe, share, do all that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you later.